you get it?
Did you post it or did you post it on the page?
No, I posted it. My personal.
Got it.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rick Phillips for CampusNation.com, the sports animal. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. We've got Hurricane basketball here. We're live from Fred Summers Court. We've got about 15 minutes until we start. And right now, everybody's warming up. The teams are on the court. We've got a full house tonight. We've got a lot of action going on. We'll have Roger Thompson with A.J. Ganger and Rick Phillips, yours truly. And, of course, we'll be doing all this play-by-play tonight with these two very, very good SCOL teams. Wilmington, undefeated in the SCOL. And, of course, Chillicothe, they're 5-1. So I'm going to turn this over to A.J. A.J., you go ahead and fill people in.
I didn't hear a word you just said, Rick. We're working with new equipment here tonight with some of these headsets. I can hear myself, but I couldn't hear Rick. We'll try to fix all that stuff up here as we go along. Well, again, like Rick said, I'm sure we're here live at Fred Summers Court, home of the Wilmington Hurricane, as they get ready to take on Chillicothe, the Cavaliers, here this evening. And Chillicothe obviously entering the game 5-6 overall on the year, and 5-1 in SCOL play. For Wilmington entering today's ball game at 9-0, 6-0 in the SCOL. They are looking exactly the way that they looked last season when they had their deep playoff run in the tournament last year before falling to a team they already beat. Tonight, Jaron Cumberland needs 16 points to become the all-time leading scorer in Wilmington High School Hurricane history. If he gets to that 16-point plateau, the game will be stopped, and he'll be honored at that time. Rick's over here working on some things. Can you hear me, Rick? No, Rick can't hear me either. So we're still working with some technical difficulties here. Just bear with us, ladies and gentlemen.
Foggiest clue there, AJ.
What?
I said I don't have the foggiest clue there. Obviously, we can hear each other.
I can hear myself. I can't hear you.
I can hear myself. You can hear yourself. But it's where it's supposed to be going. It should be mixing the two together. Obviously, we had this problem before. Switch them. Switch them.
Now I can hear you, but I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
No.
You can't hear me at all?
No.
I can hear you, though. How about now? You can hear me. He can't.
No.
I can hear Rick. He can't hear me.
I can hear you in the left.
Okay, well then I can hear you in the right. We're good. We're good that way then. I mean, I don't think we need to hear ourselves, do we?
No.
Just plug them in all the way.
I hear myself all the time.
Plug them in all the way, and then I can hear you better, and you can hear me. That way.
And you can hear me.
Right, I can hear you perfectly.
You're on here.
Well, move the mic towards your mouth so it sounds a little better. All right, we got everything fixed now. So where we like it. So, Rick.
We don't care. Roger's last. Roger says he can't hear us. I said, I don't care.
All righty then. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 10 minutes away from tip-off and the starting lineups getting underway. You're live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. I'm AJ Ganger. With me, as always, is Rick Phillips.
Well, I'm not with you as always.
Well, most of the time you're with me. We're the two original guys.
Is that what they call us?
Yes, that is what we call you.
So you're Felix?
I'm Felix.
Yeah, the odd couple. That must be too old for you.
Maybe.
I keep forgetting your age.
Hey, turn the volume up on our mics a little bit here, Rick. People are saying that the volume's very low.
Who's saying?
Somebody listening.
There you go, AJ. Much better.
Just look on the computer and we'll tell what our levels are like. Did you turn the main volume up? Maybe turn that up a little bit.
All right.
There we go.
There we go. Check with your scads of followers. We did report that the JV score, Wilmington 39, Chillicothe 46, and the freshman Chillicothe team beat the Wilmington team also, and the freshman team is undefeated, as I understand it. I don't know about their JV team. We got real TV cameras in here, AJ.
Oh, we better watch out. They might film us. We might have our ugly mugs on the TV, or they'll break the camera.
All right. Well, at least we'll look good in our headphones, even if we can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I can hear you breathing, AJ.
Yeah, my bad.
You're sounding like Charlie.
All right, Rick, so back to here to our pregame. Like I was saying before we had to start fixing everything, Jaron Cumberland tonight for Wilmington needs only 16 points to become the all-time leading scorer for the Wilmington Hurricanes in the history of this basketball program and of the school. So that's a huge deal. They're going to stop the game if he makes that.
Well, he's averaging 39 points a game, so I'm going to say it's a shoo-in.
He's averaging 39 points a game.
No, 29 points a game.
29 points?
I would say it's a shoo-in that he's going to make 16. Obviously, Chillicothe is going to try to slow him down. But no one slows down Cumberland.
Yeah, but we've seen in the past, so that Cumberland can get into some foul trouble early on in the game, and he's put on the bench for a little bit, so that could slow down his scoring a little bit. Averaging 29 points a game, all he needs is 16. That's 13 less than what he's averaging. Do you think they would pull him if they get ahead and he gets those points?
I think they'll pull him as they do when we get way ahead in the fourth quarter. He usually won't start the fourth quarter if the Hurricane is really ahead in the game. I don't know if that'll happen tonight because obviously this Chillicothe team is better than their record. Now they lost to Gahanna-Lincoln, they lost to Pickerington, I don't know, there's Central or North. They lost to some good Columbus teams as well as a New York team. So I don't think that we're going to, I don't think we're going to have to worry. I think that what we're going to see is this game's going to go right down to the end. This may be the closest game we've had since Chillicothe. And that game, of course, the Hurricane won by 3.
Ow! Put your mic down, and I heard it right in my ear.
Yeah, they're too loud. I'm going to turn back the...
Now at the Wilmington College Center for Sports Sciences, Ethan Orthopedics and Sports Medicine provides comprehensive and quality care for student athletes and the community. Wilmington High School Medical Director Dr. Timothy Krimchek is proud to keep the Wilmington athletes on the field and on the court. Call Lincoln at 513-354-3700.
No, I'm good, man.
How are you? Yeah, I'm rag on him big time.
They did at least beat Florida.
Yeah.
That's what I'm put down.
All right. I just want to make sure, are people hearing us now?
They say I'm super loud.
That's what I said. I turned them up and it was too high. I think maybe...
You don't want this when somebody steals you away from you.
Talk. Just for everybody's edification, we are using some new headsets tonight, so obviously these sound levels are something that we're not accustomed to, or at least as far as an adjustment. So this is going to be a process that probably we'll have to get through this game. The other thing is, I can hear AJ. AJ can hear me. I can't hear myself, so that's a problem too. We got to get this.
You got to be able to hear yourself.
Of course I do, because I sound great, AJ.
You do sound great through this headphone, man.
You know, Bob Costas has nothing on me.
Oh, Bob, he's calling you out if you're listening.
And Bob's just a little short guy anyway. And I'm better looking, of course. Anyway, we've got about 3.5 minutes left in this warm-up period before the game begins. And I'm not making any real predictions other than the Hurricane, I believe, will win. But Chillicothe last year, if people don't recall, they played the Hurricane tough the first half of our game here at home. And then when we went on the road to Chillicothe, they almost upset the Hurricane for the last game of the season. And, of course, we play Chillicothe at their home the second to the last game of the season. We're going to play a very, very tough one-loss Springfield team at the end of this season. So that'll be an interesting game as well. Some games that we've got coming up on our schedule, just so that you're aware of that. Tomorrow, we've got men's college basketball. We have the Mount Union Purple Raiders. They're going to be playing at, obviously, the college, the Wilmington Fighting Quaker. That game is going to get underway with our pregame at 2:45, and the game will start at 3. Then after that, we've got to pack up, and we have to rush to Greenfield. We've got a boys' high school basketball game. Unoto, the Shermans, that is a combination. I was reading this about the city or town, village, whatever, is a combination of Union and Scioto. So it's Unoto, Shermans. They're going to be playing the Greenfield McLean Tigers. And that's going to be an interesting game because Greenfield is going to, they'll probably have their hands full. Unoto is undefeated as far as coming into that game. They are leading their league, and they're ranked second in Division II boys high school basketball here in Ohio. So that'll be an interesting matchup tomorrow night in Greenfield, and we'll have that game covered as well.
Girls basketball team. Shoes and heels up there by the gate, selling tickets. There are several girls walking around selling tickets. You can win a pot unless you're in. Get your split pot tickets. Last game it was $190 your share. Don't be left out.
You got your Facebook and your texts and all that caught up?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wilmington's Fred Summers Court. Wilmington High School through its athletic department and Chillicothe High School are members of the Ohio High School Athletic Association.
Well, I guess we're going to get ready for the national anthem here, AJ.
Yep, we're going to get ready here for the national anthem.
I just said that.
And the starting lineups for the evening, so we'll turn it over to the national anthem and everything else, ladies and gentlemen.
You're a little rusty. You haven't been on air for a while, right?
Hey, I'm a little rusty.
These individuals are registered by the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. An attitude of good sportsmanship should be upheld by all spectators, players, and coaches during tonight's game. Before we meet the starting lineups, we ask you to please rise, remove any hats, as we pause to honor America with our national anthem, played by our outstanding pep band.
Yes, of course. All right, we're going to see if we can get through this game with our new headsets and maybe make some adjustments, because we'll have to do that for tomorrow.
Right.
Cheerleaders are Riley Lewis, Carrie Whitrow, Tori King, Regan Taylor, Kaylin Hurls, Maya Jones, Carly Kosluski, Darren Jones, Maddie Toppo, and Madison Rivera.
So those are the Cavaliers cheerleaders that are being introduced.
For the Cavaliers, number 4, Seth Barnes.
Seth Barnes will be starting.
Number 30, Jordan Johnson.
Jordan Johnson will be starting for the Cavalier.
Number 22, Simon Roderick.
Simon Roderick
Number 20, Nathan Rosenbauer.
and Nathan Rosenbauer. And who was the other one there? I didn't catch him.
Carol Barnes, and Barnes.
So we've got Barnes,
Cheerleaders for the Hurricane tonight. Ashley Hickey.
now they're introducing the Hurricane cheerleaders. We missed one here.
Roderick, I think maybe one of the Bensons.
Alexis Garman. C.C. Stewart.
So Jason or Matthew.
Katie Jordan. Calista Atkins. And Brittany Barrett. Starters tonight, number 3, Cameron Stewart.
All right, Stewart will be starting.
Number 10, Alex Miller.
Alex Miller,
32, Dylan Bogart.
Dylan Bogart, our Spark Plug.
Chris Woolery.
Chris Woolery,
And number 34, Jared Cumberland.
and Jaron Cumberland, number 34.
The other starter for Chillicothe is number 10,
Jermaine Isaacs.
Brandon Malmer.
Brandon Malmer, all right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready and set for high school basketball.
Got a great crowd here tonight, AJ.
Well, we always have a great crowd here at Fred Summers Court for some high school basketball, Rick. I mean, these fans, they show up in bunches. Even for the girls' game, I've noticed that we've seen a lot of fans that turn out. Basketball is huge in this town.
And the girls are doing very well this year. They're I think they're now 500. They're 7-7 with their defeat of Washington. And so they've got a big game tomorrow, though. They've got an early 12 o'clock tip-off in Greenfield against the Tigers. Tigers beat them early by about 7 points, and they're going to play them again tomorrow morning at Greenfield at noon.
There's the tip-off. It's going to be brought down by number 30, Johnson, and Chillicothe has the basketball to begin the game. Throws it over to number 10, Malmer. Cross court, three-pointer is up and no good. Number 22 on the shot, Roderick, Simon Roderick. Here comes Bogard down the floor, hands it off to Miller, number 10. Miller being trapped in a whistle and a foul against Chillicothe. We'll see who this one's on. Number 4 with the hold, Seth Barnes. And the inbound pass goes into Miller. No good on the shot. Woolery with the rebound. Reverse layup for 2. Beautiful reverse layup for Chris Woolery. And now Wilmington scores the first points of the game. Other end of the floor now. Three-pointer for number 30. Johnson is up and no good. Rebound pulled down by Stewart. Cumberland on the other end of the floor loses the basketball on a jump out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Chillicothe's number 20, Rosenbauer. Ball stays with the Hurricane. Cameron Stewart inbounds at Woolery in the corner for 3. Nailed it, nothing but net for Chris Woolery. And now he's got all 5 points for Wilmington as they jump out to a 5-0 lead with 7:08 to go in the first quarter. Other end of the floor now, Barnes with the basketball. Barnes gives it off to number 10, Malmer. Malmer over to Rosenbauer. And now Roderick with the basketball. Roderick on the drive, kicks it outside to Malmer, inside to Roderick, and Roderick got his pass intercepted by Cameron Stewart. Over to Miller, back to Stewart, Stewart to Bogard, Bogard to Jaron Cumberland. Cumberland, nice pass to Bogard. Now back to Cumberland, over to Miller. Miller hands it off to Stewart on the drive. Nice. Wide open underneath the basket was Jaron Cumberland for 2.
That was a beautiful play. There's a timeout for Chillicothe.
Yeah, Chillicothe wants a timeout because Wilmington has started this game on a 7-0 run as they lead it 7-0 with just about 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in our first quarter of play. Wilmington, they're getting out to a fast start here tonight. That's something we haven't seen recently in the recent weeks. Is they normally get off to a slow start in that first, second quarter and then pick it up in that second half.
Yeah, particularly against a good team like this team, you would expect that they would probably start out slow. They haven't done that. You know, one of the great things that we've found that when these two teams compete, because they've both been probably the best two teams in the SCOL in the last few years, you're going to get a good ball game, and we've seen that so far. And of course, all Hurricane Sports is brought to you by Bogard's Southern Barbecue. Marty Bogard, he's in our stands tonight listening to the game.
Inbound pass went over to Malmer, throws it over to number 22, Simon Roderick. That one's blocked by Woolery as Barnes tried a three-pointer from the corner. You're not going to shoot that one over the big 6'6" guy, being 6'2". Ball stays with Chillicothe, 6:14 to go in the first quarter of play. 7-0, Hurricane in the lead. Barnes will inbound it from the Wilmington bench. Gets it into number 10, Malmer. Throws it back over to Barnes. Barnes trying to drive, kicks it over to Roderick. Roderick now is going to try to drive, a whistle. See who the foul's on here. Number 10, Miller, that's his first, team's first. Chillicothe will inbound it from underneath their own basket. Gets it in to number 10, Malmer. Throws it over to Roderick. Roderick over to Rosenbauer. Nice backdoor pass to Rosenbauer and a charge. Good job by Dylan Bogart to take the charge from number 20, Nathan Rosenbauer, his first, team second of the quarter. Wilmington has the basketball now, 5:52 to go in the first quarter of play, 7-0. Hurricane in the lead. Dylan Bogart brings the ball up the floor, gives it off to Woolery.
And trying to fit it into Cumberland, gets it stolen away by Rosenbauer. Ball goes out of bounds, going back to Wilmington as it was last touched by Chillicothe's Nathan Rosenbauer. Inbound comes into Bogard, almost lost it. He took his eyes off the ball there for a second, reins it back in, brings it up the floor. No, man.
Bad pass.
Well, and Stewart tripped there on the floor as Cumberland was trying to find him underneath the basket. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Cavaliers here, Rick. 7-0, Wilmington in the lead. Playing a little full court here as Malmer will bring the ball trapped. And he just threw it away there. Stewart picked it off, gives it to Bogard. Bogard to Woolery, jumper. That one's too short. A little too soft on that touch here, Rick.
Yep.
Here comes the Cavaliers back down the floor. Barnes gets rid of it to number 12, William Roderick. And it's stolen away by Cumberland. Cumberland looking to go coast to coast here. Slows up.
Foul? Or
travel.
He had 2 Cavs on him.
All righty, here. Back to Chillicothe basketball. Malmer got the inbound pass, gives it off to Simon Roderick. And throws that one away. Goes out of bounds, going back to Wilmington. They will inbound it from the Chillicothe bench.
They're trying to take Roger out.
Miller will inbound to Dylan Bogard. Brings it across half court. Bogard throws it up inside to Cumberland.
Nice pass.
Off the glass and good for 2. There's 4 points tonight, Rick.
9-0.
Throws it up, stolen away by Cumberland again. Here goes Jaron down the floor, up with it, off the glass, easy for 2. 11-0.
Cavs have no answer so far.
And this one nearly stolen away by Cumberland again. Rain back in. Roderick gives it off to Malmer. Malmer over to Roderick. Number 22 throws it over to number 12. 3-pointers, no good. William Roderick missed the basket by his brother, Cameron Stewart. Jumper, no good. Rebounded, pulled down by William Roderick and the Cavs. Stolen away by Cumberland. Good job by Bogard on defense. Gives it off Cameron Stewart. Easy bucket.
That's a nice pass. Got a timeout by the Cavs again.
Yeah, Chillicothe wants another timeout. 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Wilmington all over Chillicothe right now, 13-0, and a full timeout taken by the Cavaliers here. Wilmington a 13-0 run to begin this ball game, Rick.
Yeah, they have no clue as to how they're going to defend or how they're going to even get the ball down the court against Wilmington.
Or put some points on the board.
I'm really surprised because it's been all Wilmington, and this is typical of Wilmington, but it's not typical of Chillicothe.
Well, Rick, again, tonight's ball game is being brought to you by Bogard Southern Barbecue, 975 South Street in Wilmington. Stop in and give Marty Bogard your business. He's got the best tasting barbecue around. Bogard Southern Barbecue, 975 South Street, Wilmington, Ohio. And we again are live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. Tomorrow afternoon, we've got men's college basketball. The Purple Raiders of Mount Union invade Fred Risk Arena to take on the Wilmington Fighting Quakers in men's college basketball OAC action. After the timeout, Chillicothe has the basketball, gets it inbounded to Malmer, who's working against Bogard. Good defense by Wilmington here early on. Malmer took it all the way up the floor. Now he's trapped. Gave it off to Rosenbauer to Barnes for 3, no good. Rebounded by Cumberland. Oh, nice pass by Cumberland. Split the middle of 2 defenders into Bogard, who made it look easy on the bucket.
15-0.
Malmer gives it off to Barnes. Barnes to Roderick. Roderick to Roderick. Reverse layup, no good, but a foul. I believe this one is going to be against number 43 for Wilmington, Jeffrey Mansfield.
It's going to be 2 shots. Maybe they'll get some points now.
Matt Credit's in the ballgame. That foul was charged to him, his first, team's second. 2 shots for William Roderick. First one's up and good.
Chillicothe finally on the scoreboard.
And it came through a free throw.
Right. 3:23 left in the game, or in the first quarter.
Second shot by Roderick is up and good. 15-2 now. Wilmington in the lead. Inbound goes to Bogard. Wilmington working fast here. Credit with the basketball. Goes across court to Jaron Cumberland for three. He got it! Three-pointer, Jaron Cumberland. And he's up to 9 points, I believe now, Rick.
Yep.
Here comes Malmer up the floor for the Cavs, being double teamed. Gives it off to Rosenbauer, who gives it off to Roderick. Roderick to Roderick. Simon Roderick with it. Gives it to William Roderick. William working against Credit. Gives it off to Rosenbauer for three. That one is nothing but net. 18-5. That's the first field goal made by Chillicothe with 2:45 to go in our first quarter. Bogard tried to give it off to Miller. Ball stolen away on the floor is Mansfield. Ball all over the place. Finally picked up by Barnes.
Stolen
away by Bogard. Credit receives the pass. Gives it off to Bogard. Gives it off to Cumberland.
He looks like he wants to go to the basket.
He's going to go to the basket hard and misses the shot. And a charge.
Oh, he's got a charge?
Charge against Jaron Cumberland.
That didn't look like a charge to me. Guy wasn't set.
Coming into the ball game, number 30 for Chillicothe, Jordan Johnson and Cameron Stewart.
They're going to give Cumberland a little rest here.
And Chris Rollery, and that was Cumberland's first foul, the game team's third of the quarter. Malmer gives it off to Roderick, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Using that forearm there, got Cameron Stewart in the face.
All right. So we've got two player-controlled fouls right back to back there.
Simon Roderick goes first, team third.
That's his first, the team's third. 18-5. Wilmington the lead, 2:14 to go in the first quarter. Bogard receives the rock on the inbound pass. Gives it off to Woolery. Woolery hands it off to Stewart. Stewart brings it back out on top. Gives it to Credit. Credit on the drive. Got it blocked, and a foul is going to go against number 22, Roderick. That's his second. Picked up two quick fouls. And now Matt Credit will be shooting two. First shot for Credit is up and good.
Number 24, Jason Benson.
Second shot, that one's good.
20-5. Cumberland's back in.
Need a little short breather there. 1:57 to go in the first quarter of play. Wilmington up by 15, 20-5 here in the early going of this ball game on a 20-5 run right now. Chillicothe just has no answer. And that one's stolen away by Cameron Stewart, who slows it up. Drives, kicks it outside. Credit in the corner for three. Got it! Nothing but net for Matt Credit there on the three.
We've got one of the news stations, the sports stations from Cincinnati. I think it's WLWT or whatever, Channel 5, I think. They're here tonight doing some film.
Number 24, Benson, on the drive. Got up, just barely sneaks it in there for two.
23-7.
Mansfield gives it off to Cameron Stewart. And a whistle, offensive foul. 43, Jeffrey Mansfield with an illegal screen, as I believe is what the official said.
.116 left in this first quarter of play. Hurricane with a commanding lead.
Malmer, inbound, ball's going to fly over here to the scores table and go out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Wilmington.
It's open season on score table, people.
Yeah, it is. Credit inbounds it to Cameron Stewart. Brings it across half court now, and Wilmington going to run some offense. Woolery inside to Cumberland. He went up strong there, even though nobody was around him for that 2 points.
Yeah.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter now, 25-7 Wilmington. Number 30 on the shot. Three-pointers no good. That was Johnson on the shot. They got their own rebound. Puts it up as Malmer. Missed it. Second attempt is good. Credit gets the inbound pass for Wilmington, brings it up the floor. 30 seconds to go. Gives it off to Mansfield. Mansfield to Woolery, got stolen away by Benson. Benson gives it off to Roderick, and it was blocked by Mansfield there. 13 seconds now. Cameron Stewart gives it off to Jared Cumberland, who's got 11 points.
He wants to take it to the bucket there.
5 seconds. Cumberland going to take it up, go up with it hard. Got it! And one on the shot.
1.4 seconds left in this first quarter.
And he's now 2 or 3 points away from breaking the record.
Well, more likely it's going to happen the first of the second quarter here. It'll happen in this first half.
1.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Right.
To complete the three-point play, Cumberland with the free throw, and it's no good, in and out, unfortunately. And Roderick got the rebound and will hold it. That'll be the end of our first quarter of play. With the score, Wilmington 27, Chillicothe 9. Rick, give me your analysis. What did you see in that first quarter?
Well, it was obviously all Hurricane ball. I don't think Chillicothe knew what hit him. It was typical, probably third or fourth quarter Hurricane basketball. They were out there. They were pressing. They were trapping. I guess we've got some special activities here between the first and the second quarter. I think this is where they're giving away some bicycles.
Yep, they always give away bicycles here for kids with good grades.
Which means you and I probably never would have got a bicycle, right?
I would have.
I'm
not talking kindergarten, AJ. I'm talking real school.
They're going to give you both certificates for doing an outstanding job at Denver Elementary. You've both been doing a very good job. Your teachers are recognizing this and are recognizing you for doing a great job. Also tonight,
here come the bicycles.
Special award. You're going to get new bicycles.
Here we go. Here are the stats, AJ.
They're donated tonight by Neil and Bruce Scott.
Chillicothe only shot a total of 27% from the field in that first half. 1 of 7 from three-point range and 2 of 2 from the line. Wilmington shot an outstanding 78.6%, Rick. 100% from three-point range, 3 for 3, and 2 of 3 from free throws. Wilmington just outstanding the way they started that ball game on that run. Largest lead for Wilmington's 18 points, which is obviously the lead right now, Rick.
Yeah, Wilmington was giving Chillicothe no room to breathe. I mean, they were just absolutely blanketing Chillicothe. And of course, tonight's game is being brought to you by Bogard's Southern Barbecue, 975 South Street, right here in Wilmington, Ohio.
All right, Wilmington begins with the basketball to begin our second quarter of play here. And a three-pointer for Cumberland is good for 3. And they're going to stop playing because that is 16 points for Jaron Cumberland. And he has just became the school's leading scorer of all time here at Wilmington High School.
Here we go. Everybody standing up. Yeah, this is good.
Standing ovation for Jaron Cumberland.
He has certainly given us years of exciting play here on Campus Nation.
He's very humble about it, too. He's not showing really any emotion at all about it.
Well, we've got the Cincinnati crew in here from WLWT because he's going to be a UC Bearcat. So obviously there's a lot of interest in Cumberland and Cincinnati.
Nice little standing ovation for Cumberland. Inbound comes into Malmer as we resume action here in the second quarter. Malmer brings it up the floor. Kicks it outside to Roderick. Gives it off to Benson. Long 3. That one's no good. Rebounded by Cameron Stewart. Gives it off to Mansfield. Mansfield tried to kick it to Matt Credit and was stolen away by Benson. Malmer with the basketball now on the other side of the floor. Trying to make his move. Hands it off to Rosenbauer. Stolen away by Cumberland all by himself. Will he slam it here, Rick? He does!
Oh, it misses it.
Slam dunk! And it's so
He's got it again.
Mansfield got it. The rebound. Ball still loose. And nearly stolen away by Matt Creddy. He's going to be charged with a reach-in.
I didn't see a foul there.
I didn't see a foul either. That was all ball. He's going to come out now. That's his second foul of the game, team's fifth of the half. Wilmington leading 30-9 with 7:05 to go, and it's stolen away by Bogard, and he couldn't stop it from going out of bounds there.
Dylan almost had it.
Number 4, Seth Barnes involving for
And guess what, Rick? We have that three-pointer shot on video that everyone can watch over and over again tomorrow.
That's right.
That record-breaking three-point shot. Rosenbauer brings the ball up the floor. And a foul is going to be charged against Dylan. That's, I think, his first.
Yeah, and of course our audio is live tonight, AJ, but the video will be on demand tomorrow. Sometime between 1, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll have this exciting game, and you can see it in its entirety in living color. HD Super Color.
Rosenbauer gives it off to Malmer, trapped in the corner, throws it up. Roderick got it stolen away by Woolery. Woolery! Ah! Woolery tried to get cute and slam it down. He missed it too. Other end of the floor now. Rosenbauer ball's in the air. Stolen away by Cumberland. Just lay it in, boys. Just lay it in. Alley-oop! The alley-oop was no good. Oh my goodness.
Those are 3 that they've missed.
Man, they tried the alley-oop there. The crowd was on their feet. Rosenbauer throws it away, and it's going back to Wilmington.
Yeah, we need a timeout here.
Yeah. Noska wants to say, guys, lay it up.
Yeah.
30-second timeout taken by Wilmington here. 30-9, Wilmington's in the lead here in the first half.
You think they're trying to send a signal to the Cavaliers?
They're making it look so easy.
Well, and they do that with many teams, but I just didn't expect it with this Chillicothe Cavalier team. I figured that they would be giving them a tighter game here in the first half.
Woolery missed a dunk. And Cumberland, he missed 2 dunks. One was an alley-oop.
Well,
all right.
The real question will be, will they finally get a dunk in tonight, or will that be it?
I think Noska told him they need to calm down. Yes, you're up 30-9 right now, but you still need to calm down. Bogard all alone in the lane, got it up for 2.
Wide open. Little backdoor.
Malmer gives it off to Rosenbauer. Now Malmer with the ball again. Wilmington a little 2-3 zone, Rick. Rosenbauer with the basketball up on top. Gives it off to Roderick. Roderick to Malmer. Over to number 45.
Thought about a 3.
Caulfield. Barnes.
The ball.
Yep, Barnes lost it on the drive. Cumberland receives the rock. Has it all by himself. No good
foul
on the layup, and yes, he did get fouled. Coughlin will be charged with the foul. His first, team 6th. 2 shots for Cumberland.
5:31 left in this half.
First shot for Cumberland is up and good. Second shot is good as well for Cumberland. Make it 18 even for Cumberland this afternoon. He's going to come and take a little breather. 34-9, Wilmington in the lead. Barnes will inbound for Rosenbauer. Rosenbauer trying to bring the ball up the floor. Now he's being double teamed. Got to get it across half court. They do. It's Johnson gives it back to Rosenbauer. Over to Roderick. Roderick to Barnes. Barnes kicks it out. Rosenbauer charge. Seth Barnes with the foul.
Well, typically what happens is, the other teams that play against the Hurricane, they start to get frustrated, and that's where you end up with a lot of these types of charging.
Matt Credit gives it back to Bogard. Bogard over to Cameron Stewart, over to Mansfield. Easy on the mic, Rick. Cameron Stewart gives it to Mansfield. To Stewart. Wilmington just running some clock here. Gives it off to Alex Miller. Miller to Matt Credit. Credit gives it back to Miller. Miller's going to drive. Goes up with it. No good. Too strong. Mansfield with the rebound, and that's going to be a foul against number 45, Coughlin. I believe if it's going against Chillicothe, and yes, it will be.
Besides our Mount Union Purple Raider game tomorrow, AJ, we've got the boys high school basketball game at Greenfield McLean. The Unioto Shermans will be, they're ranked second in Division II. We're going to be bringing that game. Should be on the air about 7:30 with the game to start at 7:45.
Mansfield misses the front end, and it's rebounded by Coughlin. And he throws it away, going back to Wilmington now. Wilmington is in the bonuses. Chillicothe's got 8 fouls. Next foul for Wilmington will put Chillicothe in the bonus. Miller on the inbound to Dylan Bogard. Bogard working the ball, gives it off to Alex Miller. Miller tried to give it to Cameron Stewart, but didn't.
Got a 5-second count going.
Yep, now gives it to Stewart. Stewart to Mansfield. Bogard really wants the ball bad. He gets it this time. Out on the wing. Makes his move. Gives it to Miller. Miller to Credit. Good ball control here by Wilmington. Stewart goes up one-handed. Nice little bank shot. 36-9. Wilmington in the lead. 3:38 to go in the first half. Rosenbauer nearly lost it. Gives it off.
20.
Ball goes back from Johnson to Rosenbauer. He has it out on top. 3:25 to go first half. 36-9 Wilmington. Roderick gives it off to Johnson. Johnson step back, 3-pointer. That one's no good. Rebounded by Miller. Gives it off to Stewart, who's going to bring it up the floor. Stewart gives it off wide open. Matt Credit in the corner for 3. No good. In and out on that one. Rebound pulled down by Johnson, who gives it off to Simon Roderick. Simon Roderick to Will Roderick.
Nice pass.
Nice bank shot there by Will Roderick for 2.
Well, Chile finally breaks double numbers here.
Mansfield gives it off to Credit with the easy bank shot. Rosenbauer got the inbound pass. Start to bring it up the floor. Wilmington still showing pressure on defense.
Yeah, they're not giving any...
Giving an inch.
Nope.
3-pointer from the corner by Rosenbauer. Short. Rebounded by Dylan Bogard.
Nice pass.
And he threw it away, though, to Mansfield. Too low. Mansfield could not pick it up. Ball goes back to Chile.
Cumberland back in.
And so is Chris Woolery and Seth Barnes. Excuse me, that's Malmer back in. Malmer brings the ball up. He's got to throw it away here. Does to Coughlin. Coughlin to Will Roderick for 3 in the corner. No good. Rebound pulled down by Cumberland. Here comes Jaron Cumberland, coast to coast.
Oh.
No good on the shot.
Oh, Chile's got a break here. Oh, look at that.
Man, look at Bogard.
He is incredible.
Bogard, what a play. Now Cumberland in the corner for 3. In and out. Rebounded by Coughlin.
They're on fire.
Yes, they are. Malmer throws across court to Roderick. Roderick to Malmer outside from the wing. 3-pointer. That one's no good. Rebounded by Coughlin.
And in.
Finishes it off the glass for 2. Jeffrey Mansfield spinning, gives it off to Credit. Credit throws it in.
Pass.
Bogard goes up strong, missed it.
Oh.
There Mansfield with the rebound and the putback.
They won't be denied. They're just up and up and up.
Gives it off to Johnson now here on the other end of the floor. Cross court to Roderick. Simon Roderick to Malmer. 1:05 to go first half. Johnson, cross court. Will Roderick, or excuse me, Simon Roderick for three.
That was nice.
Three-pointer is good. Bogard brings it up the floor. Wilmington slowing it down here with 48 seconds to go.
Probably go for the last shot here, AJ.
Mansfield gives it off to Bogard. Bogard to Matt Credit. Credit for three on the wing. Wow, nothing but net for Matt Credit. And it's 43-16 Wilmington. 30 seconds to go. Roderick to Johnson in the quarter for three. That one's no good. Rebounded by Chris Woolery. Mansfield gives it off to Cumberland. And Cumberland will take it back out on top and slow things down with 10 seconds to go. Getting the pick from Woolery is Cumberland. Cumberland will drive, get fouled, no basket on the floor.
Yeah, that was before he drove to the basket.
Still a 1-and-1. Number 30 charged with the foul, Johnson. His first, team's 9. So 1-and-1 upcoming for Jaron Cumberland. First one, no good. Rebound pulled down by Will Roderick. Gave it off to Simon Roderick to Johnson. And the ball goes out of bounds. And that is going to be it for our first half of play. With the score, Wilmington 46 and Chillicothe 16 here on CampusNation.com. We'll have our first half analysis and stats coming up right your way.
I guess they've got a good game going on at Greenfield McLean tonight. The Hillsboro Indians are in playing McLean, and looks like they've got a fairly good crowd from the pictures that Travis O'Connor has sent me. And, of course, Charlie Hargrave, he's also one of our broadcast crew. He's also the band director at McLean. They got some pictures of Charlie there leading his pep band. At the half, we've got Wilmington leading Chillicothe. The Cavaliers have 16, Wilmington 43. And Cumberland has now become the leading scorer in Wilmington High School basketball history after scoring the first 16 points and that was at the beginning of the second quarter. And of course now, let's see what Cumberland has a total of 18 points thus far in this first half of play.
A cup of water, Rick?
A cup of water?
Yeah, come over there.
Sure. All right, I'm going to go over the stats here, AJ. What we've got so far, Cameron Stewart with 4 points, Alex Miller with 2 points.
Dylan Bogart with these are rebounds, these are not points, total points. Cameron Stewart with 4, Alex Miller with none, Dylan Bogart with 4, Jaron Cumberland with 18 points, Chris Woolery with 5, Matt Credit with 10, and we've got Jeffrey Mansfield with 2 for a total of 43 points.
Hey, look, I can hear myself and you can hear yourself, right?
That's right, you finally fixed it, whatever you did.
I did the same thing that we did it when we were doing with Covington, so now we can turn these down a little bit if you want.
Right, because they are a little bit hot.
We're really hot over here.
Yeah. All right, this will make it better. There we go. We don't want to be too hot for our audience here. There we go. That's much better.
All right. Let's see. We've got the total points there and the players for Wilmington. For Chillicothe, we've got Seth Barnes with no points, Brandon Mogmer with 2, Nathan Rosenbauer with 3, Simon Roderick with 3, Jordan Johnson with no points, William Roderick with 4, Jason Benson with 2, Hunter Coughlin with 2. So the leading scorer right now for Chile is Jason Benson with, William Roderick with 4 points. And of course the leading scorer for Wilmington, we've got the all-time leading scorer for Wilmington, Jaron Cumberland with 18 currently.
And he is also shooting 7 of 11 from the field, Rick, 2 or 3 from three-point range. Wilmington did shoot 58% from the field, which is phenomenal. They were shooting 78, I believe, in that first quarter. Chillicothe, they picked it up a little bit. They were shooting 27 in that first quarter, ended up shooting 30 for the half, and they did take more three-pointers, but they're 2 of 14, which keeps them at 14%. But, Rick, they didn't make it to the foul line as much as probably what they were hoping, as they've only made 2 free throws. So, it's about time for Chillicothe. You've got to be able to slow down Wilmington because they have came out tonight and it just went off. I mean, they're playing fast, they're playing strong, they're running up all the way up and down to the score like it's nothing, and they do that all the time. I mean, their conditioning is just outstanding for a high school basketball team, and I think, we've seen these Chillicothe players so far, they're getting tired.
Well, I think that first of all, when you look at Wilmington and you look all the way down to the 8th grade, they all play the same style of basketball as the varsity team. They're getting these kids ready from 8th grade on to play Wilmington varsity basketball. When you look at Chillicothe, it's the same thing. If you look at their freshman team tonight, you look at their junior varsity team, and you look at this varsity team, they're trying to be up-tempo. They're trying to get it down the floor quickly. But that's the problem. When you get sucked into running with the Hurricane, they'll blow you out. The only way that you're really going to be able to have an opportunity is much like Covcath did, where they slowed the game down, and obviously then, Wilmington isn't able to run and fast break and do the types of things that they normally do. They don't get their rhythm, and when they're out of rhythm, they're not scoring the phenomenal number of points that they typically do like they have done in this first half.
Right.
Chillicothe is trying to run with the cane. They can't do it. There are very few teams that can run with this Hurricane team. The teams that can, they're probably going to be teams that are in the tournament. And obviously in the SCOL, we don't have, at least haven't seen any teams other than that Washington team for the first half. They stuck with the Hurricane. They actually had the lead at the half. When it came to the second half, the Hurricane pulled away. I think they won by 17 points. I don't think that Chillicothe can play anything other than the type of basketball they're playing. I don't think they have a slowdown. And obviously Wilmington doesn't have an off switch either when it comes to their speed.
About 2 minutes here before we begin the second half of play. Wilmington leading 43-16. It was amazing just to see how quickly Wilmington jumped out to, I think it was like a 17-0 run in that first quarter as well. And then Cumberland, one shot into the second quarter, had that 16 points, got the standing ovation. He was very humble about it, and I know, some of these high school basketball players, what's good about Wilmington is they're a team. They don't rely on just one person. They may play like that, but they're unselfish players. I mean, if you look up there right now, there's a player who's got 10 points, there's a player who's got 18 points, there's a player who's got 5. They're spreading the ball around, and everyone's getting their time out on the floor.
Yeah, when you look at the assists, that's one thing that stands out. When you look at Wilmington, they're unselfish, and they do play as a team. And obviously, they do have a superstar, in Cumberland.
10 assists in that first half.
Right, and they're always looking for the open man. They don't care who gets the ball. They look for the open man, and they're prepared to pass anytime, anywhere on the court. And they're good, smart passes. They're not just passing to pass. They're looking for the open man. They're looking for the easy basket. And so many times we see that. That's why they build these phenomenal leads, just like the one that they've got tonight. And I don't know whether Chillicothe will figure it out. It's going to be very difficult for them to be down by the number of points that they are right now at this half to be even to come back, because obviously I think part of the reason that the Hurricane came out so fast tonight, they were all pumped up knowing that Cumberland only needed 16 to be the all-time Wilmington score, and I think that they wanted to see that history be made.
But at the same time, they didn't. That was the only thing.
And they weren't feeding him. That's the other thing.
He was making his own plays.
That's right. He made some three-point shots that were phenomenal. And, that usually he's not making those kinds of three-point shots. Now, there were a few where they tried to, slam the ball into the basket. I think there were 3 shots that went awry doing that, and I think they sort of backed off from looking at that. We still may see one before the game's over.
All right, Chillicothe will begin with the basketball here to begin our second half of play, down 43-16.
We'll have to make sure that we see what you've done.
Oh, man. I'll show you what I did. And the inbound pass goes out of bounds. He just threw that one away, and the ball's going to end up in Wilmington's hands here. 1 second into the second half.
Already with a turnover for Chillicothe in the second half.
And they had 20 turnovers in that first half. Inbound comes in from Miller to Bogart. He'll bring it up the rest of the way. Gives it off to Stewart. Gives it off to Cumberland, over to Miller.
Roger, you can hear us now? See, Roger can even hear us. AJ, you're phenomenal.
Goes up with it as Stewart for the basket in 2 points.
Roger, you may lose your title as technical difficulty. We may give it to AJ.
Roderick brings the ball up the floor. Gives it off to Simon Roderick. Lost it into the hands of Cameron Stewart. One-on-one down the floor and whistle quickly, and a foul. That one's going to be on number 3, newly entered into the ball game, Danzy. Khalil. His first of the game, team's first of the half. Stewart inbounds it here from underneath his own basket. Trying to get it in quickly, does to Miller. Gives it back to Stewart. Stewart back to Miller. Nice pass, floater over everybody. Right into the hands of Alex Miller. For 2 points.
47-16, 7:07 left in this third quarter play.
And now Rosenbauer with it. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Alex Miller and the Hurricane. Gives it off to Bogart. Bogart over to Woolery. Jumper, no good. Tip, no good. Back into the hands of Cumberland. Goes up off the glass, 2 point. He's at 20 now, Rick.
he quietly amasses those points. Nothing flashy, just quiet.
Give it off to Rosenbauer, over to Barnes. Barnes over to Malmer. Malmer to number 3, Danzy. Roderick gives it to Danzy. Danzy over to Rosenbauer. Rosenbauer kicks it outside. Simon Roderick back to Rosenbauer, down low.
Take it away.
It was a kick. Kick by Cumberland. Ball stays with Chillicothe. 6:12 to go in the third quarter of play here. He's just so big, Rick, standing right here in front of us.
He is a man. He's not a child. He's a man.
And down comes into Roderick. Gave it off to Rosenbauer, working against Cumberland. Very good defense still by Wilmington all game long. And that one was hit off the hand of Alex Miller, stays with Chillicothe. Nearly hit one of the cheerleaders over there. Coming in, Mansfield for Woolery, and Miller coming out as well as Matt Credit comes in. So Credit, Mansfield both in the ball game now for the Hurricane. Inbound comes into Roderick, gives it off to number 10, Malmer. Brings it out, gives it off. Over to number 3, Danzy, who gave it off to Barnes, back to Malmer, over to Roderick.
They're moving the ball around, though.
They are. Kicks it back outside for 3. That one is no good by Barnes. And a foul going to be whistled against Wilmington, I believe. We'll have to see what's on. Number 32, Bogard. I think that's just his first. Maybe that's his second, team's first.
You're listening to CampusNation.com, the sports animal.
Inbound comes in and stolen away by Matt Credit. He's all alone down the floor, coast to coast, picks it up. Man, what good passing there, like we just talked about. Credit gave it to Stewart. Stewart gave it to Cumberland, who was right there for the two-pointer, and Wilmington's got 51 points. 51-16. Danzy in the corner to Barnes. Barnes drove, thought he handed off, rebounded by Cumberland on the missed shot, goes up all by himself, the basket, and one.
He was in the air for seconds there, at least 3 seconds, just hanging.
Fouls on Malmer. His first, team second. Shooting one will be Cumberland to try to complete the three-point play here, Rick. Nope, missed it. Rebounded, pulled down by Malmer. Throws it over here to Danzy, gives it off to Rosenbauer. Wilmington quick back on defense. Gave it off to Barnes, back to Rosenbauer. Stolen away by Dylan Bogard. The spark plug goes up with it. No good. Rebounded by Matt Credit. Turnaround jumper. Got it. We're thinking the same thing, weren't we?
Yes.
Rosenbauer now brings the ball up the floor for the Cavaliers. Working against Cumberland, got around him, goes up one-handed, no good. Rebounded by Stewart, 2 men go down. Now Cumberland, maybe he's going to get a slam. 2 rounds at a time, instead of one. And a full timeout's going to be taken by Chillicothe.
So he wasn't fouled.
4:29 to go in the third quarter of play, 57-16. Chillicothe taking a full timeout. There we go, we got the first slamma-jamma of the game, and it only took 4 to get it.
And this great action is being brought to you by Bogard's Southern Barbecue, 975 South Street in Wilmington, Ohio. And why don't you give Marty a call, just let him know how much you appreciate him sponsoring our basketball games and our other Wilmington sports. 937-655-8100. That's 937-655-8100. You can eat in or you can call and take out. The barbecue is delicious. Give Marty a call and let him know you appreciate CampusNation.com and his sponsorship of it. I was hoping that maybe Travis would give us a score from the Hillsborough Greenfield McLean game, but I haven't gotten anything on that.
After the timeout, Rosenbauer got the inbound, gave it off to Malmer, who takes it across half court now for Chillicothe, gives it off to Rosenbauer. Gave it off to Barnes. Back over to Malmer. Malmer trying to find open man. Throws it away. I think he was looking for number 4 Barnes, but Rosenbauer came up with it out of bounds, and now Wilmington has it. Miller inbounds it from the Chillicothe bench to Matt Credit. Matt Credit, the floor general now. Gives it off to Miller. Matt Smith, who's in the ball game now, JV player. Gave it off to Miller. Miller on the drive, goes up, got it blocked by 2 Chillicothe players. That was Simon Roderick and Seth Barnes, and Barnes came down with it, kicks it outside to Rosenbauer, over to Danzy, makes his move.
Travel.
And nope, he stepped on the line, out of bounds, going back to Wilmington.
Another turnover for Chile. 3:37 remaining in the third quarter. Wilmington 57, Chillicothe 16.
Here comes Cameron Stewart, bringing the ball up the floor for the Hurricane. Takes it across half court, gives it to Mansfield. Mansfield to Miller. Miller working here against Danzy. Now he's going to hand it off to Cameron Stewart. Trying to get a pick, got a lane. Cameron Stewart goes up. What a shot, but he missed it. That was a nice move.
All kinds of gyration there.
Now Barnes on the other end of the floor going coast to coast, and he's going to get fouled by Mansfield.
Foul number 43, Jeffrey Mansfield, his second, team second. At the line, number 4, Seth Barnes, shooting.
That's Mansfield's second, team second of the half, shooting 2. Barnes, first one's up and good. Snuck that one in.
Lightly rolled into the basket.
I like how you described that there. Lightly rolled. Second shot for Barnes is up and good. That one was nothing but net.
Yeah, it rattled.
Now Chillicothe is showing some pressure here on defense. A 2-1-2. Gave it off to Credit. Cross court to Cameron Stewart. Into Mansfield. Mansfield gives it off to Miller. And that's going to be a charge against Mansfield.
That's what I thought. Well, he crashed into the Chile player after he had thrown the basketball. Once the ball leaves your hands, your target.
Barnes will inbound it here. That's Mansfield's third foul of the game, team's third of the half. Simon Roderick with the rock on the other end of the floor, gave it off to Rosenbauer. Rosenbauer finds Danzy. Danzy drives, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cameron Stewart. Here come Wilmington, now they will run. And a bad pass there. Mansfield too hot to handle. 2:34 to go in the third quarter of play. Wilmington up 57-18 over Chillicothe right now.
AJ, you're going to be with me tomorrow for men's college basketball. The Mount Union Purple Raiders are coming in to play the Wilmington Fighting Quakers.
Stolen away by Mansfield. Sorry about that, Rick. Mansfield takes it and he almost slammed that one down, but he just missed the rim by an inch.
Our pregame tomorrow, 2:45.
And that one was blocked by Woolery as Roderick was going up for the shot. Here comes Stewart again. And it's stolen away. Seth Barnes gives it off to Danzy. Danzy reverse layup. Beautifully done.
Nice. That was nice.
And ball goes out of bounds, but last touch by Mansfield is going to stay with Chillicothe. Cumberland, Smith, and Bogard coming into the ball game now for Wilmington as Mansfield and Woolery and Stewart come out. Excuse me, it was Wilmington basketball. As Bogard will dribble this one up, 1:50 to go in the third quarter, 59-20, Hurricane in the lead. Oh, nice pass by Cumberland to Bogard, and he is fouled hard by Danzy. And Bogard will be going to the line to shoot 2. Good sportsmanship showed by Danzy, too, helping Bogard off the floor.
Dylan spends an awful lot of time on the floor like that.
He's all over the place. That play he had earlier was just amazing, phenomenal.
That's why I call him our smart plug.
First one's up and good. Wilmington now up by 40. 60-20. Second shot. Good as well. Another net. 61-20, 1:44 to go in the third quarter. Malmer gets the rock, and he'll bring it up the floor for Chile. Takes it across half court. Working against Bogart. Look at those hands. Nice job by Bogart. Other end of the floor. Nice. Nothing but net for Bogart on the layup.
Pick this pocket. 2 more points for Dylan Bogart.
And Bogart's up to 8 with 2 fouls. Rosenbauer brings the ball up the floor. In the corner, gets it off to Barnes underneath. Nice pass, nice play, and for 2. Now Cumberland goes up strong and makes that one look easy.
65-22.
Trading buckets, 60 seconds to go here in the third. Barnes gave it off to Rosenbauer, one-handed up and good.
That was nice.
Bogart with the rock. Throws it all the way down the floor for Smith, and it was just a little too tall for him. Throws that a bounce, going to go back to Chillicothe. 46.1 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. 65-24 Wilmington. Malmer gets the inbound. Working against Bogart again here. Comes over to Rosenbauer. Oh, that one up in the air, out of bounds, going to stay with Chillicothe. Nice defense there by Wilmington to get a hand on the ball.
Second time they tried to pick Roger off.
Rosenbauer will inbound it here from the scores table. Got tipped by Cumberland, stolen away. Matt Credit gave it off to Cumberland. Yeah. Stopped it from going out of bounds and made the layup.
67-24. 12 seconds left in this third quarter of play.
Malmer with the basketball. Gonna hold here probably for the last shot. On the drive, kicks it to Roderick for 3. No good. Rebounded by Barnes. No good on the putback, and that's the end of the third quarter here. With the score, Wilmington 67 and Chillicothe 24.
Also like to remind you, tomorrow night, AJ will not be with us tomorrow night, but Unioto will be playing Greenfield McLean. They are the second-ranked Division II team, and we're going to be there to cover that. Travis O'Connor will be in with me tomorrow night. Roger, of course, will still be on the camera. AJ, probably you're heading back to Troy after the Fighting Quaker game, right?
Yes, sir.
You have a date? No date. You still have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just want to make sure. Got to keep up. You know, I don't see you that often. Thank you. There's the stats for the end of the third quarter. What have we got here? Coaches.
Wilmington has shot 73% from the field in that third quarter. Still only shooting 30% as Chillicothe. They only took 10 field goals in that half and only made 3.
So they've got some questions here.
The scores book, I believe. Inbound comes into Dylan Bogart. Wilmington begins with the basketball here to begin our fourth and final quarter. Jaron Cumberland with the rock. Willery with the pass up and good.
Like a laser.
Malmer gave it off to Barnes, who's back into the ball game. Gives it off to Rosenbauer. Working against Cumberland. Gives it off to Malmer. Back over here to Rosenbauer. Oh man, nice move. Gives it to Malmer. Jumper is no good. Rebounded by Bogart. Bogart throws it all the way down the floor to Mansfield. Ball still live. Smith picks it up, gives it off to Mansfield. Ball still loose on the floor. Danzy picks it up on the other end. Cross court. Rosenbauer to Malmer. Over to Barnes.
Oh, that's
a block against Bogart.
Third foul. Dylan's third foul.
Team's fourth. Will Roderick coming into the ball game.
His third to fourth.
69-24 here in this last quarter of play. 7:03 left.
Got to get the ball inbounded here. They do to Will Roderick. Well, tried to go cross court, blocked by Woolery, who stole it away and gave it off to Bogart after he fell on the floor. Cumberland on the other end of the floor now, working against Rosenbauer.
Thought about a three.
Thought about it, tried to fit it inside to Matt Smith, and it's stolen away by Barnes.
Whoop, foul.
Oh, that's going to be a foul against Cumberland.
Number 3?
Nope, number 2.
Number 2. All right.
He's got 30 points right now, Rick.
I'll have to look up what his average is. I know it's in the 30s.
Inbound comes into Malmer.
Oh, bad pass.
Yep, stolen away by Cumberland. Other end, gives it off to Matt Smith with the layup for 2.
Never miss a beat there. 71-24. Wilmington with the lead.
Here comes Rosenbauer up the floor. And Rosenbauer with a jumper, no good. Ball last touch by Cameron Stewart. Going to stay with Chillicothe.
What do we got here? Buzz?
Someone buzzed.
They're still playing.
71-24, Wilmington the lead, under 6 minutes to go in the game. Now Malmer with it, gives it off to Rosenbauer on the drive, goes up, got it blocked, but a whistle.
Good putback, or no, that's not counted. So there will be a Wilmington foul.
Chris Woolery charged with his first, team 6th. And now shooting 2 will be Rosenbauer, and Coach Noska wants a timeout. I believe just a 30-second timeout here. 5:48 to go in the game. 71-24, Wilmington in the lead here over Chillicothe.
Uh-oh, they're giving away money, AJ.
Oh, man.
You didn't buy a ticket.
I didn't buy a ticket.
You can't win if you don't play, but now you're in the Powerball, right?
I'm in the Powerball, baby. If I win that $675 million, you'll never see me again.
You give me $1 million, don't you?
You'll never see me again.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to buy some tickets tomorrow. Now, we want this on the air so that I've got it legal. If you win, you give me $1 million, and if I win, I'll give you $1 million. How's that?
All right, that's cool. That's cool.
I mean, you know, you'll have...
About $2 million.
Actually, yeah, because you'll have, okay, that's fine. 480-some million is what you get with a $700 million payout after you pay your taxes and the state takes their cut and everything. So you can afford to give me $2 million.
Yeah, you
I'm
can afford
to give you $1 million. No, I'll give you $2 million.
You give me $2 million.
So here it is. It's legal. The contract is now legal. It's binding.
Hang on, wait. Now it's binding. Shake the hand. Now it's binding. First shot is up and good for Rosenbauer on the free throw.
Roger, you get you a ticket, you can get in on this action.
Second shot is good.
71-25, 5:46 left in this game.
Mansfield dribbling here. Got the pick from Woolery. On the switch over to Cumberland. Cumberland on the drive, goes up, and a foul. That was a hard foul.
I'm surprised he didn't try to say that he charged. Basket's good, 73-26. Cumberland will be shooting 1.
Yep, trying to attempt another three-point play. I believe he's only made it once, if he has. The last three-point play he had, he missed.
They're wiping up the perspiration on the floor there. We don't have that problem, AJ.
I'm sweating right now. It's kind of hot in this gym with all these people in here.
Well, there are a lot of people here. They're all here to see you. They don't even know who you are. You don't come that often. We have to get you up here to Wilmington more often.
Three-point play is completed by Cumberland. 74-26, 5:34 to go. Here in the game. Malmer with the basketball. Over to Barnes. Barnes back to Malmer. Over to Will Roderick. Over to Rosenbauer. Over to Malmer. Malmer back to Coughlin. He throws it over to Rosenbauer. Back to Malmer. Working the ball around the perimeter now. Barnes with the basketball.
Except they're wasting a lot of time.
They are. Gives it back to Malmer. Gives it off to Coughlin, who throws it over to Barnes. Long three-pointer is no good. Rebounded by Woolery.
That was good defense on the part of Wilmington. They kept them from driving to the basket. Had to take that three-point shot, which was errant.
Cumberland gives it off to Stewart. Stewart now driving. Kicks it back to Cumberland for three. Step back three. No good. That was a two-pointer.
Wilmington's got the basket again.
Yep, well, Miller with the rebound. Gave it back to Cumberland now. Gives it over to Miller. Over to Woolery, up, no good. The tip by Mansfield, no good. Rebound pulled down by Coughlin. And the Cavaliers, he gave it off to Malmer over to Will Roderick. Roderick gives it back to Malmer on top. 4 minutes to go in the ball game, 74-26. Rosenbauer threw it away there, trying to find Barnes, and the ball's going back to Wilmington as Bogard and Matt Credit come back in, and Cumberland's going to come out. 33 points tonight. Getting another hand from the crowd. Miller inbounds it here to Dylan Bogard. He's got a wrap on his hand or something. I've just noticed it here starting the second half. Maybe it happened during the first half. Maybe he got a cut or something. Oh, man. Took his eyes off the ball there to Matt Credit, and it got stolen away by Will Roderick, who gave it off to Rosenbauer. Misses a three, rebounded by Cameron Stewart.
Stewart was skying for that rebound there.
Now Stewart gives it off to Woolery. Woolery, bad pass, trying to get it to Matt Credit, throws it away. It's going to go back to the Cavaliers now. 3:25 to go in the fourth quarter of play.
Yeah. Yeah, it was close at the start of the game. Nothing.
That one's tipped high in the air and stolen away by Bogard. Gives it off to Matt Credit. Cameron Stewart with the assist on that one to Matt Credit for two.
76-26. 50-point lead for Wilmington.
This one's going to be stolen away by Miller. Gives it back to Bogard.
This has to be frustrating for the Chillicothe coaches. They're just so quiet over there. It's like, no clue. Don't know how we're going to...
Credit gives it, tried to fit it into Woolery, tipped around and pulled down by Miller. Gives it back to Bogard. 2.5 minutes to go. Bogard tried to fit it into Credit, stolen away by Malmer. Here come the Cavs. Malmer threw it away as he tried to give it to Barnes, and it's going back to Wilmington now. 2:20 to go in the game. A 50-point Wilmington lead right now, 76-26. Wilmington on their way to getting double-digit wins in the season.
That's right. They'll be 10-0 and 6-0 in the SCOL.
And this will just be Chillicothe's second SCOL loss of the year.
Right. 5-1. They'll go to 5-2.
Coming into the ball game is Matthew Smith and Danzy for Chillicothe. Officials cleaning up some of the sweat.
Well, Dylan got knocked to the ground. Like I said, he spends more time on the floor than he actually does upright. But he's always scrapping and clawing.
Bogard gives it to Matt Credit. And this one stolen away by Will Roderick. Tried to fit it into Danzy, and he almost had a look at the basket. Has to bring it back outside. Gave it off to Malmer to Will Roderick. Roderick on the drive, kicks it outside to Rosenbauer. Kicks it over to Malmer. Back over to Rosenbauer. Driving. Kicks it outside. Malmer wide open. Three in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Cameron Stewart. Gives it off to Matt Credit. Gives it off to Matt Smith.
In.
Yep. Matt to Matt there on that one. And it's 78-26.
52-point lead.
90 seconds to go here. Rosenbauer with it for the Cavs. On the drive, goes up, no good. Rebounded by Stewart again. Rebound machine tonight. Tried to fit it into Smith. Stolen away by Malmer. Gives it off to Danzy. Danzy to Rosenbauer. Pump fakes on the shot, goes up with it on the drive, and that one is good.
Wove his way through the trees and made it. Oh, got a timeout, Wilmington.
Timeout taken by Wilmington now.
Tonight's game being brought to you by Bogart Southern Barbecue, 975 South Street, Wilmington, Ohio, 937-655-8100. And Charlie incessantly talks about the sweet potato pie, which he's never had. So I don't know whether he's begging Marty to bring him some sweet potato pie. I don't know.
All right, Wilmington with the ball. Mansfield, he's being trapped here. Gives it off to Smith. Smith to Griffith for 2. Malmer brings the ball up the floor for the Cavs. 40 seconds to go, 80-28. Gives it off to Coughlin. Coughlin to Malmer, over to Simon Roderick, who gives it out to Danzy. Danzy on the drive, weaving his way through defenders, no good on the layup.
It's got to be Wilmington?
Yep, ball's going to go to bounce, and it's going to go to Wilmington.
Went off a Chillicothe player.
24 seconds to go. Matt Credit gets it inbounded to Dylan Bogard. Wilmington will more than likely try to run the rest of this clock out here. Mansfield gives it to Credit, gives it over to Matt Smith, goes up, no good. The tip by Credit, no good. Rebound, ball's loose on the floor, whistle.
A little scrum going on there.
Jump ball will stay with Wilmington with 8 seconds to go here.
Most likely at this point, unless they have an easy 2, they'll just go ahead and run the clock out. As they say, it's all over but the shouting, right?
Right. Inbound comes into Bogard, knocked away by Will Roderick, and it's going to stay with Wilmington. 7.6 seconds now on the clock.
Fans are starting to head for the doors, but they've been here this whole game.
Yep, Bogard with it. He's going to dribble it out, and both teams will shake hands.
That's it.
And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, with our final score, Wilmington 80 and Chillicothe 28. We'll have our final stats here in just a moment.
Well, AJ, it was good to have you back for this game, and it'll be good to have you for tomorrow's Fighting Quaker game.
Oh yeah, I love college games. We haven't done a lot of the men's games this season.
That's because primarily they were away at the first part of the season.
Yeah, they did that last year too, where they were away for a lot of the first part of the season. The girls played at home, and the women played at home.
Right. We always use the terminology women at the college level and men, and then of course the girls and the boys for high school.
Exactly, Rick. Well, we're waiting on our stats here. Again, our final score this evening, Wilmington 80 and Chillicothe 28. Wilmington improving to 10-0 on the season, 7-0 in the SCOL. And Chillicothe is going to fall to 5-7 and 5-2 in the SCOL. Just their second SCOL loss, so they're not out of the race completely for the SCOL title, but I'm telling you what, no one's going to beat this Wilmington team in the SCOL, Rick.
No, I don't. Well, I mean, they've already been through the SCOL now with this game and played every team.
So now they got to go back and play them.
So now they're going
second time.
Right, and so at this point they're going back to McLean. Our next game will be the Washington Blue Lions coming in to play these Hurricane on January the 12th, which would be next Tuesday. That starts the second time around where the teams are playing Wilmington for that second time. Washington was the only team that gave Wilmington any kind of a run for its money. They were leading, as we said earlier, by I think 3 at the half, and they subsequently lost by 17 at the end of the game. Wilmington finally ran away from them. But so it'll be interesting to see if Washington can do as well coming in here to Fred Summers Court as they did on their own home court. And then, of course, what I'm interested in, because we've actually talked with a young lady from Washington, or from Miami Trace. On the 13th, we've got Miami Trace's Panthers, their girls basketball team, coming in to play the Wilmington Hurricane. That game, the girl is a freshman, and she starts for varsity, so she must be pretty good. I'd like to see, what kind of player she is. That's Wednesday, the 13th of January, once again, right after the boys' game on the 12th. AJ, you've got the stats. Let's wrap this up and call it a game tonight.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, leading scorers for Chillicothe. The leading scorer tonight had 9 points. That's Nathan Rosenbauer with 4 points. We had Seth Barnes also with 4 points. William Roderick, and with 3 points on the game, Simon Roderick. Chillicothe just shot 25% from the field, 10.5% from three-point land, and they were 100% from the free throw line, shooting 6 of 6. For Wilmington, the leading scorer, no doubt tonight, with 33 points, Jaron Cumberland. He also became the leading scorer for the Wilmington Hurricanes all-time in the history of this basketball team. Cameron Stewart, he only had 6 points tonight. He had 7 assists and 10 rebounds. That's a big night for Stewart on the game, with 8 points this evening. With Dylan Bogart, 8 points, 2 rebounds, with 14 points, 4 boards. We had Matt Credit. Wilmington shot an astounding 61.8% from the field, 71.4% from three-point land. They did not take a single three-pointer in that second half, Rick, and they shot 63% from the free throw line. Points in the paint tonight, Chillicothe with 14, Wilmington with 56 points off turnovers. Wilmington had 39 points off of turnovers to Chillicothe's 6. Wilmington turned the ball over 21 times, but a stat that's more astounding than that is Chillicothe turning it over 35 times tonight. That is way too many turnovers for a basketball game.
Well, and of course, you know, the Hurricane, that's what they do. They obviously blanket you as far as with their defense. They're always reaching, they're always grasping for the basketball, and that's why they cause so many turnovers. They really rattle those opposing teams. So Wilmington wins the game tonight and going away 80-28. A fine basketball game for the Cane, and of course brought to you by Bogart Southern Barbecue. Stop by, say hi to Marty. We want to thank Roger Thompson on our camera tonight. He gets a set of headphones tonight for the first time. We've got our new headphones, so we're all spiffed out here, aren't we? And tomorrow we will have, obviously, Fighting Quaker basketball. The Mount Union Purple Raiders coming in to play the Fighting Quakers. That game will get off with our pregame at 2:45, the game to start at 3 o'clock. And then, once again, we've got that Unioto game where they're playing Greenfield McLean. That game will start with our pregame at 7:30. Game tips off at 7:45. Travis O'Connor will be in for that game. So we look forward to tomorrow's afternoon game as well as tomorrow evening game. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to encourage you to tune in again tomorrow night. This is Rick Phillips for AJ Ganger, and of course Roger, the Dodger, our technical advisor and misfit. Good night, everybody, and go Cane.
Good night.